Hey everyone! Darkstalker Legends, by far the best Wings of Fire book. I don't think you can argue with me about it, it's pretty darn good. I'm a sucker for villain backstories, and just villains in general, so like this book, it just clicked all the happy marks in my brain. So first we're gonna start with Darkstalker. So in his original version, I kind of hate it like a lot. Like I like the design elements and what I was going for, but like he looks like a little kind of 13-year-old weenie. He doesn't look like a fierceless, I'm gonna kill everybody because I can type of villain. I don't know what he looks like, but he does not look like what I imagined Darkstalker would look like. So I made him look older, like 18, 19, 20 years old. And I sort of simplified his design down a little bit. I don't know why I did that. I think it was an accident, thinking I was drawing the same thing, and then as I looked further at it, there was a lot more layers to his clothes. For these characters, I sort of went like old Victorian because I wanted them to seem like they were from the past and not like present time. So like with the present designs, they're a little bit more modern. But for Darkstalker's design, I wanted him to look sort of magical, but also dark at the same time. Sort of like he's an endearing devil sort of thing, which is like sort of what he is. My favorite detail about this, and I put it in his old design and the other version of him that I made, and I put like this silver stripe down his vest, and on the other one it's like on his jacket or something. And that was supposed to be like his silver scales under his wing, and nobody points it out, and it makes me big sad because I was so proud of that little itty bitty thought. So on all of them except for Foeslayer pretty much, I put markings on their face, and those are supposed to be like what abilities they have. So if you can see into the future, like Clearsight can, it's like a diamond shape. So originally, if you were an animus, you would have a star shape on your forehead, but I decided to move it like you would have a star shape like over your heart or something. It's like that's where your soul is. And I changed it because it's harder for Arctic to know that Darkstalker would have been an animus. I did keep it in this drawing just because I had finished it and I didn't want to go back, but in the future it won't be visible. And if you could read minds, it's like sort of like triangle teardrops under your eyes. For Whiteout, I made hers sort of like a curved triangle under her eye instead of like the other ones who have just like straight lines on them, because she's like an empath or something. I don't really remember what her ability is or that she really has one. So next is Clearsight. I really like her original design. A lot of people were saying it didn't seem like it fit Clearsight because she was very messy and scatterbrained. But what I was going for was like, since she's like ends up being like the royal prophet, I imagine they dress her up quite a bit and make her look like she belongs there. And so that's what that outfit is. I still like that outfit and I still want to keep that outfit. But I made an alternate outfit that kept some of the elements from the original, except this time I made it more messy looking and having a bunch of layers and things that go together, but at the same time it's like kind of looks like she just looked into her wardrobe and threw a whole bunch of things on. Like she has a corset and looks like a nightgown. It doesn't make much sense, but it's Clearsight. I didn't really want to go for like baggy clothes and like hoodies and all that stuff because it didn't fit the time period in my mind. So I imagine like this was like as lazy as she could get in her time period, and at the same time it's like, and well, not exactly lazy, more like it's simple and she doesn't have to put much thought into it. It's just whatever looked comfortable to her. But most of the time people get dressed up nicely because status and also because of modesty and standards back in the day. I am sort of basing this on how history worked in real life people. So in the more recent designs, they are not as interested in tradition. So it's just whatever they feel like wearing. So for Whiteout, her design, I'm gonna be honest, is solely based off of a Gacha Life version I made of her. I had a Gacha Life phase when I was like 12 or 13, and I hate myself for it, but it was there. And I turned all of the Darkstalker Legends characters into Gacha Life characters, and then I made like a side story, but like it was really disgusting and it hurt my feelings. But anyway, that's what hers is based off of, because it's still stuck in my brain that that's what Whiteout would look like. I just like it a lot, so I kept a lot of it. It's not exactly perfect because I don't quite remember what her original looked like, but I remember specifically I liked the hair, so I just have like this sort of like messy short, I don't know if you'd call it a bob, but it's curly hair. And I did it sort of like a half and half. I don't really imagine Whiteout having like dark blue colors. I made her very light, and I don't know why I chose this color specifically, but I use it for everything with her, and it's a very nice color and it goes great with white. I gave her sort of like a poncho. I don't think they're quite these types of over the shoulder things are called ponchos. I think they've got a different name. And a big poofy skirt. I wanted her to make her look childish, and so I sort of giving Red Riding Hood vibes that she was blue. But I think hers is probably one of my favorite designs. It's nice on the brain, and it's simple, yet it very much portrays what I'm going for at the same time. All right, and then we have Arctic. Him, look at that man's face. Oh my goodness. I gotta say, I am in love with his face. I'm in love with the evil man's face. His face is very fine. He's a fine, fine man. Too bad he's evil, though. So, for him and Foeslayer, I decided to dress him up in black and then Foeslayer in white, because in the books, it said that they wore, like, matching jewelry, like she wore white jewelry and he wore black jewelry to, like, contrast her. And that's really adorable, if you know they didn't fall out of love and all that stuff, and it wasn't just for appearances at that point. But so I decided to keep that going, so he's just wearing, like, a dark, gothic suit that is 100% made of leather, because he would, with like black crystals all over it. I like his design a lot. I don't know why. It's so simple, but like it's so what I'm going for. Next is Fathom. So Fathom I took from Turtle's design, because in the books they say they look like exactly the same, but I didn't want to go for Turtle, because Turtle, I made him like bigger and chunkier and a bit more like a squishy marshmallow that you could throw around. And for Fathom, I wanted to make him look sad. Very sad. So I imagine old sea wings were more like ancient Greeks. So I gave Fathom a lot of like cloth just draping over him, and those like sandal looking things that the Greeks always have. I don't know what those are called. And I've also been into Epic the Musical like really bad lately, so that's definitely where this thought was coming from, especially with the outfit. Don't tell anyone, but it's probably based off of Odysseus, and I'm sorry, I can't help it. It's like my favorite thing in the whole wide world. I can't stop thinking about it. I gave him like these nets draped over him to sort of tie back to like him being in the sea. I did that with a lot of my other sea wing designs, not as much as I would like to, but I would like to incorporate that more later with later designs. So for the sea wings, I imagine them having like tattoos. So for Fathom, I gave him like really sad looking tattoos. It's just like a lot of like waves, and he's got like that one line down his cheek that makes it look like he's crying. And a lot of them, they're just squiggly lines that look cool, but like it's giving, I'm trying to give off an emotion. I don't know if I gave off that emotion, but I did my best. Turtle in his design, he doesn't have any. It's partially because I forgot, and partially because I feel like he wouldn't get any, because he's very much a don't look at me, so he's trying to like keep people's eyes off of him, and if you have a bunch of tattoos, it draws people's eyes. I am not making excuses for the fact that I forgot. Shh, don't tell anybody. For Foeslayer, like I said with Arctic, I gave her all white. I had no idea what to do with her clothes at first, and then people reminded me that, oh, she was in the army, and so I sort of went for like a commander looking thing, but also something very warm. I don't know why, but I think it turned out great. She looks like she's been through a lot, and she's definitely earned her rank in the army. I don't know what her rank is specifically. I just know at some point she was a part of it, according to other people on the internet. I also gave her the earring that Arctic gave her. I don't know if they ever specified what it looked like in the books, because I don't remember, and I don't know why, but I didn't bother doing any research, so I sort of made it whatever it is, but I like it. I think it looks great, and I think she looks very clean. I will probably end up doing a version of her where, like, after she gets trapped in the ice and she's been there for like 1,000 years, but for now, we just got this one of her in the past. Lastly is Listener. I know she's not like a major character in everyone's minds, but she was pretty much there throughout the whole book, so I decided to put her in. And for the longest time, I don't know why, but Listener is one of those characters that I 100% had an idea in my brain of what she would look like as a human. Like, as soon as I, like, I guess not saw her, but as soon as I read about her in the books, I for some reason imagined her having red hair and goggles on her forehead. It didn't make any sense, but she gave like the flighty pilot who's like very cocky but is actually very good at her job type of character. But I don't know why, but that's the vibe she was giving. And I didn't want to give her goggles because that, once again, that didn't make any sense. So I decided to steer away from that, and I also didn't want to give her bright red hair because I wanted to stay true to the Nightwings being black and all that stuff. So I just gave her dark red hair and then made her sort of like a maroon, dirty red looking color. I don't know why exactly, but I think it looks nice. I was definitely going for like, my brain was going Victorian ballerina, so I gave her like little ruffles under her corset and, you know, big poofy like neck thing, whatever those things are called. I made her sort of masculine looking. Like, I didn't want to make her exactly like, oh yeah, I'm a masculine woman, but more of like, she likes the masculinity, but she also appreciates the femininity of herself. So she's got both. And I think I should probably make a note about the background. It probably doesn't make any sense. What I was going for was this was like a portrait made by Whiteout. So it's just them and then the background is like blue, flowy, whatever that is. That's what I was going for. And it doesn't look like they belong there, but I kind of like it. I feel like it fits the vibe I was going for. So yeah, in total, these designs, I love them a lot. I think they fit really, really well. I think Darkstalker is now Darkstalker vibey, and everyone just looks great. And I am going to redo the version of Darkstalker as a older adult after being trapped under the mountains and all that stuff. I was trying to do Dragon Slayer as humans. Well, I guess not as humans. It would be Sky as a human and then Ren, Ivy, and Leaf as dragons. But it was turning out to be very boring looking, so that probably won't be a full video. It'll just be like a YouTube short or something. So yeah, if you guys have any like groups of people you want me to do or any ideas for other character designs, let me know. Anyway, bye!